Hello, my friend. I'm so happy to have you with me for a new story. Take a deep breath, relax, forget about everything for a moment, and get ready for an amazing journey through history. Today, we are going to meet a man who turned a simple dream into a world loved by millions. His name was Walt Disney. But before he built magical castles, famous characters, and one of the most famous entertainment companies in the world, he was just a young boy with a big imagination. And his journey was not easy. Walt Disney was born in 1901 in Chicago, Illinois. His family was not rich. His father worked hard to support the family, and Walt grew up learning the value of hard work from a very young age. When Walt was a child, he loved drawing. He drew animals. He drew people. He drew anything that caught his attention. But there was one problem. Most people did not think drawing was a serious career. They wanted Walt to find a normal job. But Walt had a different idea. He believed that imagination could become something real. When he was still young, his family moved to a farm in Missouri. There, Walt spent a lot of time around animals. He became especially interested in horses, cows, chickens, and other farm animals. He would sit quietly and draw them. Sometimes he spent hours watching how they moved. He noticed the way a horse lifted its head. He noticed how a mouse ran across the ground. He noticed how animals showed fear, happiness, and curiosity. Without knowing it, Walt was learning something very important. He was learning how to bring drawings to life. As Walt grew older, his love for art became stronger. He wanted to become an artist. He wanted to create pictures that could make people feel something. But life did not immediately give him what he wanted. When he was a teenager, Walt tried to join the military. He was too young at first, so he changed his age on his application. Eventually, he became an ambulance driver during World War I. He spent time in France, where he saw a very different part of the world. When the war ended, Walt returned to America. He knew exactly what he wanted. He wanted to work in animation. At that time, animation was still a young industry. There were no famous cartoon characters like the ones we know today. There were no huge animation studios, and creating an animated movie was extremely difficult. But Walt was excited. He started working with a friend named Iwerks. The two young men shared the same passion. They drew. They experimented. They made short animated films. They worked for long hours. Sometimes they barely made enough money to survive. But Walt did not care. He believed he was building something important. Eventually, Walt moved to California. He had very little money, but he had something much more valuable. A dream. He started a new animation studio with his brother Roy. Roy was not an artist like Walt, but he was an excellent businessman. The brothers became a powerful team. Walt created the ideas. Roy helped manage the business. Together, they worked day and night. Their studio began producing cartoons. At first, things looked promising. But success did not come easily. One of Walt's early cartoon characters became popular for a short time. Then the company faced serious financial problems. Money disappeared quickly. Bills continued to arrive. And Walt began to realize something painful. Having a dream was not enough. He needed to find a way to make that dream survive. Still, he refused to quit. He packed his bags and traveled to Hollywood. He arrived with almost no money, but inside his mind was an idea, a new character, a small character, a funny little mouse. At first, Walt wanted to call him Mortimer, But his wife, Lillian, did not like the name. She suggested another name, Mickey, and that little mouse was about to change Walt Disney's life forever. Walt and his team began working on a new cartoon. They wanted Mickey to be different. He would be funny. He would be energetic. And most importantly, he would have a personality. When the cartoon was finally completed, Walt faced another problem. Nobody wanted to distribute it. The movie industry was changing quickly. Sound was becoming popular. Silent cartoons were beginning to look old. Walt understood that if he wanted Mickey to succeed, he had to take another risk. So he created a cartoon with synchronized sound. It was called Steamboat Willie. In 1928, audiences finally saw Mickey Mouse on the screen. And something incredible happened. People loved him. They laughed. They smiled. They wanted to see more. Mickey Mouse became a huge success. For the first time, Walt Disney had created something that people everywhere could recognize. But Walt was not satisfied. He wanted to do something even bigger. He wanted to create a full-length animated movie. Many people thought he was crazy. They called the idea impossible. They said audiences would never sit through an entire animated film. Studios warned him that he could lose everything. But Walt had heard people say impossible before. He simply smiled and kept working. Little did the world know, Walt Disney was about to risk almost everything to create something that had never been done before. The year was 1934. Walt Disney had a huge idea. He wanted to make a full-length animated movie. The movie would tell the story of a beautiful young princess who lived with 7 funny little miners. The story was called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. When people heard about Walt's plan, many of them laughed. They called it Disney's folly. They believed Walt was making a terrible mistake. Why would anyone pay to watch a cartoon for more than an hour? Some people thought Walt would lose all his money. Even some of his own employees were worried. But Walt believed in his idea. He wanted the audience to care about the characters. He wanted them to laugh with them. He wanted them to feel sad when something bad happened. And he wanted them to feel happy when the story ended. So Walt pushed his artists harder than ever. The team worked for years. They created thousands of drawings. They studied how people walked. They studied facial expressions. They watched animals carefully. Every small movement had to look natural. Every character needed a personality. The work was exhausting. Sometimes Walt stayed at the studio until very late at night. He looked at drawings again and again. If something did not feel right, he asked his artists to change it. He wanted the movie to be special. But making the film cost a huge amount of money. Walt borrowed money. He used almost everything he had. At one point, even his family worried about him. If the movie failed, Walt could lose everything. But in December 1937, something incredible happened. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was finally released. People went to the theaters expecting a simple cartoon. Instead, they saw something completely different. They laughed. They cried. They became emotionally connected to the characters. Children loved Snow White. Adults loved the story too. The movie became a massive success. Walt Disney had proved the critics wrong. The impossible had become possible again. But Walt did not stop. He now wanted to build something even bigger. He wanted to create a place where families could enjoy stories and entertainment together. A place filled with imagination. A place where children and adults could feel like they had entered another world. He called it Disneyland. But once again, people told him it would never work. They said nobody would want to visit a giant amusement park built around cartoon characters. Walt disagreed. He imagined a clean and beautiful place where families could spend an entire day together. He wanted every street, building, ride, and character to feel like part of one big story. Construction began in California. It was a huge project. There were problems everywhere. Money was a problem. Construction was difficult. People were still unsure whether the park would succeed. But Walt kept visiting the construction site. He watched everything carefully. He looked at the buildings. He looked at the roads. He looked at the rides. He wanted every detail to be perfect. Finally, in 1955, Disneyland opened its doors. Thousands of people arrived. Families walked through the entrance. Children looked around with wide eyes. They saw colorful buildings. They saw famous characters. They saw rides and attractions they had never imagined. And Walt stood there watching. He had turned an idea in his imagination into a real place. But perhaps the most amazing part of Walt Disney's story was not Disneyland. It was the way he thought. He never believed that failure was the end. When something went wrong, he tried again. When people laughed at his ideas, he continued. When money was running out, he searched for another solution. And when one dream became reality, he started dreaming about the next one. Walt Disney died in 1966. He did not live to see all the things his company would create after his death. But his ideas continued. His characters continued. His stories continued. And his dream continued to grow. Today, millions of people around the world know Mickey Mouse. Millions have watched Disney movies. Millions have visited Disney parks. But behind all of that was once a young boy who simply loved to draw. A boy who looked at ordinary things and imagined something extraordinary. Walt Disney showed us that dreams do not always begin with money. They do not always begin with success. Sometimes, they begin with a simple idea, pencil, piece of paper, and the courage to keep trying. So, my friend, if you have a dream today, don't be afraid because it seems too big. Maybe people will laugh. Maybe you will fail. Maybe you will have to start again. But remember Walt Disney. He was told that his ideas were impossible. He was told that he would lose everything. Yet he continued to create. And because he refused to stop dreaming, he created a world that continues to make people smile. So keep dreaming, keep learning, keep trying. Because sometimes the impossible is simply an idea that has not been given enough time. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story of Walt Disney. And I hope his journey gives you the courage to follow your own dream. See you in the next story. Goodbye.